Alright guys, welcome back. So, things are going to be a little different. Some of you have seen my post, and if you haven't, what I mean by that is I am not just going to be concentrating on the same people day after day. I believe it's maybe giving them a little too much attention, and they are just eating it all up inside. And it's just too much going on with creators when it comes to these people, and I'm just not about that drama. I love everybody. I wish nothing but the best for everyone. So we're going to start doing things a little different. We're going to dive into some other stories. I hope you guys stay, and I hope you like it. But now this next one, what we're going to be diving into today is one of the most talked about that I've seen on the TikTok within the disability advocacy in the TikTok culture. It's Alex Dacy, better known as Wheelchair Rapunzel.
I got pregnant and my hair game was on Biggie. I had very long blonde hair that I loved, hence the name Wheelchair Rapunzel.
I kind of came across her on the Dad's Challenge podcast. Then I seen her on TikTok, and I just, I kind of was starting to look into her and see what I could find. So this is where we're gonna see, and you guys can judge for yourself. Dive into and just tell a little bit about her, and we'll, we can follow along with her and see what's gonna come of her, because this is a interesting case. Alex Dacy, better known as Wheelchair Rapunzel. She built a platform on self-love, body positivity, and life with disability. She went viral for her honesty and her humor. But now allegations, backlash, even felony charges have flipped her fairy tale image upside down. So, Wheelchair Rapunzel, aka Alex. Is Wheelchair Rapunzel really an advocate for change? Or is there a darker story hiding behind the influencer glow up? I believe there's a darker story, and we're going to get to that. So, let's go. Okay, so Alex Dacy, she was born with spinal muscular atrophy, also known as SMA. It's a rare genetic disorder that causes muscle weakness and requires her to use a power wheelchair. Instead of hiding her disability, though, Alex leaned right into it. She jumped into it. She created TikTok videos and Instagram posts constantly that were equal parts funny, raw, and empowering. And I think that's why a lot of people were so glued to her. She was so open about how it was so hard for her to do this and how she would be able to. And she is funny. I mean, she's funny. I'm not going to say she's not. She is. But she also challenged stereotypes about disabled people, shut down trolls, and built a loyal fan base. And when I say loyal fan base, guys, this woman has over 1 million followers. So her nickname is Wheelchair Rapunzel. She has short hair now, but back when she started, she had this beautiful long hair, okay? And it was a fairy tale symbol. She tied into her brand of confidence and individuality. Over time, though, her content expanded into motherhood. And that's where you would see where she would make these little quotes about how people would say, how can you be a mother when you can't even do this? And so she would make these videos showing people how she could. Then she went into also body positivity that she was, so sure of. And then her disability advocacy. I mean, she ended up everywhere. Her following grew when she first started from hundreds to hundreds of thousands. When she first started, brands reached out, articles were written. She was seen as a strong voice in the disability community, someone who made people laugh, made people think, and made people feel seen. And that was what she was known for. People were saying that about her in these articles. And to understand her platform, it's important to understand the SMA. Her spinal muscular atrophy is a progressive condition. Okay, it affects the muscle strength and movement. So people with SMA often rely on caregivers for daily support. Everything from lifting, eating, parenting, bathing, just normal everyday things. They require a caregiver. They kind of need one almost all the time. Alex never shied away from talking about these challenges. She posted about realities of needing help, but also celebrated independence in her own way. So for many fans, the honesty was refreshing, right? Here's this disabled woman, and she is just having it all out in the open. So a lot of people, they were there for it. And we also know what comes after when people do this. She wasn't just a wheelchair Rapunzel, they thought. She was proof that disability and motherhood could coexist, and even when the world doubted it. So she was it was a big thing with her because, like I said, she made these stories. And I'm sure she did get these comments. I mean, we know how the world is. And I also believe that any disabled person, hey, I'm here for it. Show me what you're working with. Hey, if you can go ahead, I would love to see it. So Alex's content often blended like her humor, the advocacy, and her lifestyle, like what was going on. She answered blunt questions from strangers, poked fun at the misconceptions that people threw out, and she gave her audience a front row seat into disabled motherhood all day, every day. Her relatability mixed with the bold, sometimes unapologetic tone that she had made her stand out. She wasn't polished or like a perfect influencer. She was raw, and for a while that worked in her favor. Sponsorships came in, brand deals, interviews, articles written. She built a brand that was like equal parts influencer and also equal parts activist. But with that spotlight, we also know what comes next, guys. The scrutiny. Because, I don't know what it is, all this weird stuff ends up your skeletons start to just like come out the grave. So, over the last year, Alex Dacy's name has shifted from advocate to controversial figure. Former caregivers have spoken out, alleging emotional abuse, unsafe living conditions, and also neglect. Some critics say she used her child for online clout, raising questions about exploitation and parenting safety. Others pointed out the alleged substance use while caring for her infant, and that was a big one. Alex was not shy about her and her drinks, but then we also believe there was other stuff allegedly going on. And I'm going to say allegedly going on again, but my opinion, because if this is my opinion, I believe it was, because I did see a TikTok video posted not too long ago, and right here, and she said she's home and she's sober now. So the internet lit up with like Reddit threads, the TikTok call-outs, and the YouTube deep dives. Some framed her as an influencer gone too far. Others saw her as a mom under attack for simply being disabled and visible. I do not agree with that. 100% do not agree with that. Because what she is about to be called out for is 100% not because you're disabled. It is not because you're spinal muscular atrophy. No, ma'am. But then came the biggest headline. Okay? Felony charges in Florida. While details are still unfolding about this case, these charges put her entire brand in jeopardy, shifting the conversation from online drama to serious legal consequences. And 100% she deserves them. The reaction has been explosive, and while shocking part, people are actually divided on this. You have some of her fans. Supporters are arguing that Alex is being unfairly targeted. They say that people are holding her to impossible standards simply because she's a disabled mom in the public eye. But the critics are firing back, like saying, no, this is about disability. This is not about disability. This is about accountability. I'm going to have to 100% be on the critic, because I would never in my right mind support this. So a parent child, Alex had him help her into the bathroom while she took a bath. And when she got out of said bath, I think he tried to give her a towel. She wouldn't take one. We're going to look more into it in 1 second when I bring all the things up. But this is now a felony charge in the mix. And what I'm going to say might piss some people off, but so she's very mentally there. So she knows a child. She is here advocating for motherhood with disability. She's a disabled mother. And she is able to take care of her child. She might not physically be able to. She might need some help with that. She needs to be held accountable. I mean, some of the caregivers have come out alleging that when it came to giving her a bath, that she would request with no gloves for intimate care.
Weird thing. She has been arrested for doing some weird things and having a 13-year-old child do some weird things. Okay, she apparently was going into her apartment building, was on an elevator, and there was a 13-year-old boy who also lived in the building. And she said, can you, I guess they made small talk about like the school system and whatever. And she says, can you help me get into my apartment? Because she's wheelchair bound. And the teenager said that he thought, what would Jesus do? So he said, yes, of course. He helps her into her apartment. And then once they're in the apartment, she says, could you help me get undressed and put me into the bath? So this 13-year-old boy helps her get undressed, helps her get into the tub. She does her thing, and then he helps her out. And she says, can you help me get dressed and put me in bed? Oh, wait. I forgot. She asked him to change her shitty ass sheets that she pisses in. All right, this girl has she's already everywhere for being a hot mess. She has a horrible drinking problem. I just won't even go into it. She's a mess. But now she's been arrested